Welcome to the 2022 Summer Convenings for the High School Equivalency and Proficiency Tests. My name is Don Kilmer, and I am the administrator for the Proficiency, Equivalency, and Fitness Testing Office at the California Department of Education. Today, we will cover the following topics: high school equivalency, including history, purpose, historical records, and testing policies. We will also cover high school proficiency testing. Before I have my team introduce themselves, I want to thank you for your continued service to our community. Since January 1, 2014, nearly 500,000 online accounts have been created and nearly 250,000 test takers have begun their journey towards a high school equivalency by taking at least one subtest. To date, over 122,000 California lives have changed because they have successfully passed all of the subtests. Congratulations to them, and thank you for your dedication and support of these and all California test takers. I would now like to have my team introduce themselves.
Hello, everybody. My name is Geeta Raman. I oversee the California High School Proficiency exam.
Hi, my name is Bernie Holman, and I'm the program consultant for the High School Equivalency program. So the history of the high school equivalency starts with the first GED tests being administered in various jurisdictions within the United States to returning veterans beginning in 1943. In 1974, California began issuing our state-specific equivalency certificates. 1990 is the cutoff year we use to help determine if records were digitized yet or not. The GED name was eventually trademarked, and in 2013, California modified our state regulations to stop using GED as a generic term and replaced it with high school equivalency. In 2014, the California State Board of Education approved the GED, HiSET, and TASC as the approved tests to attain a high school equivalency. The transitional waiver period was offered to correctional facilities that needed additional time to transition from paper-based testing to securely providing laptops for computer-based testing. This transitional waiver period was in effect from January 1st, 2014 through June 30th, 2015. Occasionally, you will find the transitional waiver period referenced on a GED certificate or transcript, which means these scores will be aligned with the 2002 through 2013 testing series, even though the certificates were earned in 2014 or 2015. As of January 2020, the TASC was no longer offered in California. The purpose of the high school equivalency program is to provide the opportunity to individuals who were unable to finish high school in the traditional manner. Achieving the certificate can be the ticket to higher wages or higher educational degrees. The age requirement is 18 years and older, and with special state approval, 17 years old. Individuals who are not currently enrolled in high school may select one of the two approved vendors, GED or HiSET, and work towards earning their certificate of equivalency. The high school equivalency tests are recognized across the United States and internationally. Many adults are seeking new career training or the ability to pursue higher education. For testers who need a bit of a refresher, both vendors, GED and HiSET, offer test preparation programs. Pre-1990 student records. This question is for testing centers or adult education centers. Have you ever thought that the original score reports in your possession might be the only documents in existence? Most of the time, this is true. You could hold the key to someone's future. Unless there's a request for a pre-1990 record, there's no way to know if it's been entered into the state database due to various changes in law over the decade. Due to these changes in law, the state database does not have all the student score reports. This is why it's so important when CDE requests a copy from a testing center that we receive the requested transcript so we can enter those scores into the CDE's permanent database. Just to clarify, I'm using the state database and Parchment's database interchangeably, mainly because the CDE is required to have a mirror image of the Parchment database. If a score is found, both databases are updated. These valuable resources need to be shared with the California Department of Education. The CDE is not to be considered a third party when it comes to GED historical records. Again, many historical records are not in the CDE database. When CDE requests a copy from a test center, a signed release form is not required from the CDE or the test taker. The CDE has posted a letter on our website that explains the state's ownership of these records. You will find a link to this February 18, 2020 letter in the note-taking guide. To locate historical records, the CDE created a pre-2014 GED inventory survey. A link to the survey is provided in the note-taking guide. If you haven't already taken our survey, we hope you will take the time so we have a record of this valuable information. Also, if you're no longer able to or interested in housing records, or have questions about transferring historical records, please contact the CDE directly for further information on how this can be done. And under no circumstances should records ever be shredded. When in doubt, contact the CDE directly. In order for a student to test, they must provide an acceptable form of identification. The most common forms of identification are a driver's license, a state ID, or a passport. Proof of identity must always include this information: full name, signature, photo, and date of birth. A link to the approved identification documents can be found in your note-taking guide. Birth certificates are not acceptable. Student IDs alone are also not acceptable. What if a student does not have a proper form of identification? That is when to use an attestation letter. GED and HiSET will accept the following attestation letter for in-person testing only. An attestation letter on official school letterhead should include the student's full name, date of birth, photo, and signature. This letter also requires the school official's signature and the official school seal. Essentially, the school official is attesting that the photo of the student is indeed that student by signing across the student's photo. For help in these situations, our contact information is available in the note-taking guide. If for some reason the test taker's form of identification does not reflect the California address, there are other ways to prove the state residency requirement. If a student intends to live and/or work in California, a student is considered a California resident. If the student cannot produce one of the approved documents for residency, they may sign the proof of residency declaration, which states they intend to live and/or work in California. A link to this document, which is available in English and Spanish, can be found in your note-taking guide. Live, at home, online proctored exams are available from both of our vendors, GED and HiSET. Online proctored testing reaches a wide population of people who can take the exam at a time that best meets their needs. Testing appointments are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We can't forget that in-person testing is still a valuable option for those who prefer to go into a testing center. Testing centers offer much more than just testing, including preparation courses and moral support. Now I'd like to hand this next slide over to our guest speaker, Ann Johnson from Parchment, to talk about ordering GED or HiSET official credentialing documents.
Thank you, Bernie. Hello, my name is Ann Johnson, and I'm the Associate Director of Strategic Programs at Parchment. I'm here today to talk to you about tips for successful order fulfillment with Parchment. First, identify which test was passed, GED or HiSET, before placing an order. It is important for individuals placing an order to know that GED and HiSET ordering portals are separate. If an order is placed on the wrong system, it will be canceled and a new order will need to be placed. This applies to test takers and third-party verification requests. All orders should be started directly from the testing vendor's websites. Please see the note-taking guide for those links. Make sure to provide accurate order information. This includes the name when testing, date of birth, testing year, and testing location. For both GED and HiSET, orders are automatically matched by the Parchment system if the information provided on the request matches exactly what is in the database. If the information does not match an order, it will be manually reviewed and either matched or canceled. Orders will be canceled if no passing record that matches the information provided is found or if the order was placed under the wrong test or jurisdiction. Orders may be placed on hold pending more information to be provided before being canceled after 30 days with no response. Orders placed by students that are canceled are refunded. Orders placed by third parties that are canceled are not refunded. For older GED requests, our team may need to look through physical records to fill your request. Please allow additional time to fulfill request. If a test taker passed the GED before 1990, confirm if they should place the order with Parchment or directly with the testing center by visiting the link provided in the note-taking guide. If the GED testing center where the student passes listed on the website, they should place their order in the Parchment system. If the testing center is not listed, they should reach out to that facility directly. For GED, if a student is struggling to locate their record stored in a previous testing center, and they have already contacted the testing center, they may need to reach out directly to CDE to help locate their record. Once CED is able to help locate their record, it will be added to the database in Parchment so a new order can be placed and filled.
Thanks, Anne. So just to repeat, if a student's scores are not found in Parchment, what do? First, we advise the student to contact the testing center. Then if the testing center does not have the records, the student should contact CDE's High School Equivalency office so we can determine if the file may be found in one of our historical resources based on the testing location and year. The CDE has microfilm and hard copy files, including index cards that we can search for GED scores that may have never been entered into the state database. If the record is found, CDE will enter scores into Parchment, and only then can an official copy be ordered through Parchment. This scenario is quite common for individuals who tested prior to 1990. Here's some clarity on the differences in transcripts. Official score reports and certificates are documents that are received directly from Parchment and are provided either as certified e-documents or are mailed out on highly secured and unique to California paper. Unofficial score reports are documents provided to the test taker by the testing center. Whenever a testing center provides a score report to a student, we ask that the test center also send a copy to CDE so we can make sure those scores are entered into Parchment. And certified describes the copy when a testing center provides a sealed envelope directly to an employer or an institution for higher education. The test center should immediately forward a copy to the CDE's High School Equivalency office to be entered into the necessary databases so the test taker can order an official copy. So in summary, the high school equivalency test will continue to provide a valuable option for students who were unable to finish high school in the traditional manner. Thank you for your time and attention. That's it for the high school equivalency. Now I'd like to turn it over to my wonderful colleague, Geeta Raman.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Bernie, for that gracious introduction. My name is Geeta Raman again, and I oversee the California High School Proficiency exam, and I'm going to be going over the highlights with you guys today. The California High School Proficiency exam, also known as the CHSPE, was established in 1974 by the California Education Code Section 48412. The CHSPE provides an opportunity for students to demonstrate their basic proficiency in English language arts and mathematics. Passing the exam allows students to earn the legal equivalent to a California high school diploma, known as a Certificate of Proficiency. Students must pass both sections of the exam in order to earn their certificate. And students can take one subject at a time, or if needed, they can retake a subject in order to earn their Certificate of Proficiency. In order to qualify for the exam, students must be 16 years of age or currently enrolled in their sophomore year of high school. Proof of residency is not required for this exam. Now let's go over the purpose of the CHSPE. Success means something different for each student. It's not pre-described, and no one arrives at their final destination by taking the same path. That's because the path to success is not always linear, nor is it the same for each student. Sometimes we need to take a detour to reach our goals, and the CHSPE offers just that. Success is not one size fits all. High school is not always the most positive experience for everyone. Some students struggle to keep up because they had to become the essential provider for their family, or for some students, they check out because their curriculum isn't engaging or rigorous enough for them. This is the population of students the CHSPE serves. Students may take the exam, exit high school with their parent or guardian's permission, and move forward with their lives, becoming positive and contributing members to society. Next, we'll go over the administration dates for the CHSPE 2022-23 school year. The California Department of Education currently contracts with the Sacramento County Office of Education, also known as SCOE, to schedule testing across the state, score tests, and create marketing to foster awareness about this valuable resource. The CHSPE is currently offered in a paper and pencil format across California testing sites. Students have 3 opportunities to pass the exam in order to earn their Certificate of Proficiency. For the CHSPE 2022-23 school year, the paper and pencil testing will be offered on select dates in the fall, spring, and summer, with the fall testing window running from October 4th through the 16th of 2022. The spring testing window will run February 21st through March 5th of 2023, and the summer testing window will run from June 13th through June 18th of 2023. So let's take a look ahead. What does the future of CHSPE look like? Because the Certificate of Proficiency is only valid in the state of California, the CDE is working with our high school equivalency vendors to provide a test that will be recognized across the United States and internationally. The newly designed exam will utilize a new set of scoring expectations that better align with college and career readiness standards. These standards will prepare students for success in their future endeavors, whether that be their career or higher education. By entering into this partnership with our HSE vendors, the CDE will be able to offer the exam at a time that best meets the needs of our students and families. The exam will shift from paper and pencil to an online assessment, as well as an at-home test with live proctoring. After receiving their Certificate of Proficiency, students may take the 2 additional HSE subtests, which are Science and Social Studies. This will allow them to obtain their high school equivalency certificate, opening even more opportunities for their future. Last, I would like to share a special resource that is available to our homeless and foster youth. Our testing vendors provide a fee waiver for homeless and foster youth under the age of 25 to take both the CHSPE and the high school equivalency tests for free. There's more information regarding the process in your note-taking guide. I'd like to thank you all for your time. I hope you are all walking away with new and valuable resources to share with your students. If you have more questions in the future regarding the CHSPE or the HSE exams, please feel free to contact us with the emails provided in your note-taking guide.